Oh yeah, man. I'm from Vegas. Blowing money fast is an art form.
But it was fun blowing it that way.
Ironically, yes, that is quite literally how I pull clients. I spend money on fun things. You want to buy a house because you saw a butcher? He goes, yeah, I want to live close to the butcher block. It looks really cool. And it clicked right then and there. Show people things they want instead of showing them the house, and then they'll just come for the house.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of My First Commission. My name's Liam and I'm sat here in Las Vegas, Nevada with Brandon Johnson. Hey mate, how's it going?
It's going well. Your accent makes me feel special. I want you to know that.
Fantastic. I'll put it on just for you. No one else gets this. No one else gets this. So we're here for My First Commission by Clee. First question is why did you get into real estate?
Well, being broke wasn't doing me too well, but I've always had this idea of wanting to put people in houses, right? I grew up in rentals and then I was homeless for a while. So the idea of putting somebody in a house and getting to be there for that first experience always meant a lot to me.
When did you do it?
2017.
2017. What were you doing before that?
Selling drugs.
Okay, so
But I was working in a dispensary. It was legal,
Okay.
legally selling drugs.
Yeah, about to say.
I was doing sales managing at a dispensary, and a realtor walked in, and I helped her for about 40 minutes, and she's like, "Wow, you're really hands-on. You're really knowledgeable. Have you ever thought about selling houses?" And I'm like, "Every day of my life." And she's like, "Well, look, here is where we should go. Key Realty. When you pass, let me know, and I'll hire you." I said, "You'll hire me?" She goes, "Yes." I said, "You pulled up in a really expensive car. You'll hire me?" And she goes, "Yes." That day, I went in Key Realty, signed up, started doing classes on my breaks at work, knocked it out in like 10 days, and never looked back.
Passed the test first time?
No. I failed it. I failed the national one probably 3 times. And then I started going to the cram sessions that they have at the Key Realty School, took that and took it seriously and passed after that.
So how long was it between the realtor walking in, telling you to go do it, to getting your license?
10 days. 10 days. Well, to get my license, probably about a month, because I kept failing that damn national exam, and they make you take it a week later. And when I took, I don't know if it's still there, but they made you pay $100 for national and for local. And I was broke. So I was very quickly running out of money to take new tests.
And then you get it.
And then I did it.
And then she held up her end of the deal.
And she held up her, I walked right in and she hired me on the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And which brokerage was that?
It was Keller Williams at the time. And she ran a very high-powered, like, luxury sales team. So I got to step right in and learn from the best. And she was a woman of her word, which I appreciate to this day.
Yeah, so you get your license, you start working with her. How did you get your first deal and earn your first commission check?
I was very fortunate. One of the guys who used to come into our dispensary a lot, again, man of his word, he said, "Look, second you get your license, you let me know, and I'm buying my first home from you." And it took a while. It took probably 3-4 months before I got my first deal. But he was a man of his word, too. He bought a home, I'll never forget, it's in Mountain's Edge. He's up about $160K in equity right now. But yeah, that was my first check. But I was a new agent, so I only got like half of my commission. But hey, it was better than what I was making.
How did that feel?
Seeing more money in your account than you'd ever seen at one time was it's a crazy feeling. I blew it, of course, like every dumb person does, but it was good.
Yeah. But it was fun blowing it that way?
Oh yeah, man. I'm from Vegas. Blowing money fast is an art form.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But ironically, it set the stage for the future of how I was going to pull in clients, because I spent the money going to a really nice dinner and having a really cool Vegas experience. And my biggest regret isn't that I spent the money, it's that I didn't film it.
Why's that?
Because if I had filmed it, I probably would have got more leads if they saw how much I was spending the money,
Yeah.
Yeah, people like seeing you spend money. It's weird.
And is that what you do nowadays?
Ironically, yes, that is quite literally how I pull clients. I spend money on fun things and people come and watch it, and then they end up watching the real estate side, and that's how we pull them in. They see you having a good time, you feel like a local expert, and they want to be a part of it.
Yes, that's I think that's the interesting thing about your business and how you go about acquiring your clients. You're pretty big on social media.
Yeah, I'm 100% on social media. That's 100% of my business.
And what's your strategy?
Same thing realtors been doing forever. Sphere of influence. I'm just expanding my sphere of influence. Instead of being a neighborhood or a part of a zip code, it's everywhere. People can watch you from Afghanistan. We've gotten leads from China through social media. It's the same thing realtors are doing, just on a insane level.
When you say insane level, what does that actually mean?
Okay, so I send out mailers. I spend a couple $100 sending out mailers to a big community like Summerlin or a zip code, right? And you're targeting that zip code, all right? I post a house in Summerlin. It goes viral. And I'm getting people watching it in London. I'm getting people watching it in Canada. I'm getting people watching it in California, Hawaii, places where people are coming in to buy, right? It's just a whole different world. Instead of targeting one zip code, I'm targeting every single person who might want to live in that zip code.
And how long have you been doing the content creation on social for?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
So COVID time?
COVID time.
Was that on purpose, accidental? Did you?
Complete accident. I'm at an open house, great listing. It was COVID. Everybody knows it sucked. Nobody could sell a house. Nobody wanted to get in my car. Nobody wanted to come to my open house. I'm a face-to-face kind of guy. And so one day I go across the street to a butcher, and I'm like, look, man, I got nothing else to do. I got nothing to lose here. The week before, a very wealthy client of mine told me she found a house on TikTok. And I'm like, you're looking at houses on TikTok? She goes, yeah. So I created an account the next day. And I go to this butcher shop, and something hit me, and I go, if you're buying meat anywhere else besides here, you're doing it wrong. 15-second video. Am I allowed to say shitty?
Yeah, you can.
My bad.
This is your podcast.
My bad. And anyways, I go and film it and think nothing of it. My wife wakes me up at like 5 a.m. Turn your phone off. I'm like, what? She's like, who's calling you? I checked my phone because I had notifications on at the time, and the video had done 435,000 views overnight. And people from the video were like, hey, I saw your house over there by the butcher block. Can I come look at it? I said, you want to buy a house because you saw a butcher? He goes, yeah, I want to live close to the butcher block. It looks really cool. And it clicked right then and there. Show people things they want instead of showing them the house, and then they'll just come for the house.
So you accidentally post this 15-second throwaway video because you've got nothing else to do.
Yes.
And then how did you keep up that momentum? Was it straight away?
2 to 3 times every day for 2 years straight.
And then that's when it popped again?
No. In fact, it didn't really take off until I'd say the end of 2023 is when it became stable, where I reached a point where I no longer had to generate referrals. People were generating referrals for me, right? So in our industry, you close on a house, you do some sort of closing dinner or some celebration, and you tell the client, hey, look, we did a good job. If you have friends or family, please refer me. I reached a point where social media, where people were calling me saying, hey, my buddy James told me to buy a house from you. I'm like, who's James? They're like, oh, he watches you on social media. So now people I don't even know are referring me, their friends and family, without ever having to buy a house from me in the first place, right? So we're doing the same system of referrals, sphere of influence, lead generation. We're just doing it instead of to 100 people or 1,000 people, we're doing it to 1 million people, 2 million people, just expanding your range with no budget. So instead of paying $300 for mailers, I post a video for free. So because my marketing budget is 0, I get to do the videos.
And you film all your own videos?
Yes. And edit.
And edit?
Yes.
And sell homes?
Yes.
Seems like a very busy boy.
That's why I hired my wife as my operations manager. Thank God for her. She was willing to retire to help me out. But yeah, it was getting, look at all these grays, dude. Right? Thank God I'm black, because this is not a good look for me, man.
So you're filming your own content, you're pushing it out. How do you kind of keep up with kind of doing all of that and the creative side of it, as well as being a full-time realtor? That's
the best question anybody's ever asked me on a podcast. It's hard to stay creative when it becomes a job. Before, I was just making videos for giggles, right? Just as a way to kind of take away from real estate can be a bit humdrum. People think what we do is go out and look at these fancy houses. We're in offices doing paperwork and calls most of our day. So it used to be filming to break up the monotony. But then filming became part of real estate. For me to sell houses, I had to post videos, right? It became interlinked. So it became less about creativity and more about, okay, I'm selling a house in Summerlin. What can I film in Summerlin? It became strategic, less than creative, right? Mm-hmm. And I think anybody who gets involved with content creation, even doing a podcast, right? We all start off doing it because we love it. We like to yap and hear our own voices. But the more successful it gets, the more you're beholden to a formula. Right? So I would say I'm less creative now than I was before, but that's just a part of the progress.
And you said the word formula. Mm-hmm. Right? You've cracked your formula.
Yes.
Can you share it?
Oh, I tell any realtor anything. Post 2 to 3 times a day, every day on all 4 platforms, and just give people what they want.
All 4 platforms?
All 4 platforms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all 4 platforms. You have to be everywhere, because people 55 plus are only going to watch Facebook. They're not going to watch you on TikTok. People 30 and under aren't going to watch you on Facebook. They're only going to watch you on TikTok, right? Some people only watch YouTube. Some people only watch Instagram. So if you're only posting on one platform, you're missing a huge part of your audience.
And with your videos, your username is
Brandon from Vegas.
Brandon from Vegas.
Yeah, I got drunk with a buddy of mine. He was the audio guy for the Golden Knights. So one day I'm at his house. We're playing NHL hockey, you know, having a few beers. And he's like, we should make some stupid TikToks. I'm like, all right, whatever. We're drunk. Let's have some fun. And I couldn't think of a funny name. I'm not that clever. I'm not that original, right? So Brandon from Vegas just seemed easy. I'm Brandon. I'm from Vegas. Here we go.
Put 2 and 2 together.
Now you go on TikTok and there's a Josh from Vegas. There's a Keith from Vegas. Everybody's something from Vegas now. And it wasn't a marketing strategy for me. I literally just couldn't think of anything more clever.
Sometimes it's the obvious and the simple things that work.
Oasis taught me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to them?
I couldn't. No, I was supposed to, and I'm so pissed at myself, man. You know how real estate is. The second you decide you want to do something fun, everybody wants to buy a house. So.
Yeah. I went to Manchester.
Did you?
Unreal. Best gig I've ever been to.
That's the one I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to Manchester or Mexico City, and I wanted to go to the one in Manchester bad, but it sold out very quickly.
Yeah, we got very lucky. And then we signed up for the ballot and got in the front row section. So yeah.
I've never been jealous. Not only do you have great hair, but you got to see Oasis front row. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Did you grow up a Oasis fan?
Yeah.
That's best song.
Slide Away or Cast No Shadows.
My man.
Pass the test?
My man. You did pass the test.
There we go.
Because most people would be like, Champagne Supernova, Wonderwall. It's like, no, those aren't the favorites.
Yeah, no, hearing Cast No Shadows live was
How'd they sound?
so good. He's a little bit raspier. He's like, his voice has changed a little bit, but the one live entertainment thing where everyone had saved up 10, 15 years where they hadn't been able to, and it was like everyone was just there to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I can't.
Were they hammered?
They didn't seem it.
Okay.
The crowd was. The crowd was me.
In Manchester, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, the whole city had an energy. Like we went up, got on the train, unreal.
So like Manchester kind of claims Oasis, right? That's like their band, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's like the Killers here.
Yeah. So it's like you got the Beatles, you got Liverpool music scene, Manchester music scene. It's like, especially like that 90s, like everyone was growing up on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because over here in Vegas, like it's Oasis didn't really make it all the way over here unless you were like a big music nerd. But for you guys, that was like your pop music, right?
Yeah. Like the Britpop of like the late 90s. Like my
Okay.
dad grew up on it. Like when we're in cars, it was always on.
That's cool.
With the days of the
That's so
CDs,
cool.
right? Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, driving around. So you've been in real estate since 2017, right? You're killing it on the content creation. If a new agent is watching this, what advice would you give them apart from 4 times a day?
Every day?
Yeah. What's another trick?
Do the boring, hard things every day. That's where most people fail at this job, is they don't want to do the boring, hard things. They don't want to make the calls. They don't want to log their CRM. They don't want to do the follow-ups. They don't want to keep calling people. They don't want to check in on past clients. They just want to go from check to check to check to check to check, but they don't realize it's the boring things that get you there. Only 10 to 20% of our job is actually showing houses, right? You show a client a house, they love it, great. The next 30 days is paperwork. It's knowing your contracts. It's knowing how to negotiate. Do the boring stuff.
And you said something earlier on that I want to go back to is your wife is now your operations manager. How important is it having a team around?
Funny enough, my former boss is now my transaction manager. So I have a transaction manager that's licensed with like 35 years of experience. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me because I know enough paperwork to do it myself. But if I had to stop and answer every email and do all the paperwork, I would never get to clients, And it's hard as a new agent to say, hey, this person's going to take this much out of your commission, right? You want all your commission, but I make more money now paying her than I ever did trying to do it by myself. Like when you become successful at this industry, you reach a point where you can't. You need a team.
And has that always been the way for you? Did you join a team? Were you ever
I did.
independent?
I did. I started off at a team and it was 5 people and I joined an already successful team. So they did get a larger chunk of my commission. We had a rule, like once we hit a certain number of houses sold, I would get more of my commission, right? So the structure, it seems, as a new agent, when you're broke and you're spending money on gas, the idea of giving, 30% of what you make to somebody else, it's tough at first, but this job is hard. Making money in real estate is hard. You're trying to make money from nothing, right? Nobody wants to buy a house from you when you're a new agent. Nobody. People say they want an agent to give them all their time. And as a new agent, you have nothing but time, right? But nobody wants your time. It's like, and sorry to make this a bit crude, but it's like you go to a nightclub and girls want like a hot rich guy, but hot rich guys don't have time to spend with them, right? But then they say they want time, but it's like they go after the people who don't have the time. Real estate's the same way, right? People want to work with people who are already successful. So attaching yourself to a team that's already successful is a good way to just generate business immediately.
Yeah, so it's like a bit of a cheat code. Right.
It is. It is. But you also have to know when it's time to start your own team. When my brand was more valuable than the team's.
And how quickly did you get to that level?
Took me about 2 years. I didn't leave the team for about 4 because there's a comfortability. You know the people, right? They're your friends. You have like a role and everything just fits and you feel, it's like any other job. You're at a job, you like your boss, you like whatever, but you know you're not getting paid enough. And you keep trading being comfortable for making more money. You have to reach a point where like you make that trade. You have to be a little discomfortable to bring more money in. Me putting my face on an open house sign brings me money. People go, oh, I saw that guy on social media. I'm going to stop in his house, right? The only way for me to make more money was to put my face on signs. And when you're working with a team, they want their logo, their branding on their signs, right?
Yeah, so the audience for this are people that are thinking about getting into real estate, doing the licensing, or they're new agents. What advice would you give someone that's sitting on the fence that's like, I'm thinking about getting my license?
Don't be a coward. Don't be afraid. You've got nothing to lose, you know? Is it arduous? Yeah. But having a real estate license is valuable. Even if you do another job, you know, you'll come across somebody, your mom, your sister, your uncle, somebody wants to buy a house, right? It's always available to you. It's a skill that never goes out of style. We're never going to reach a point, no matter how much AI goes, we're never going to reach a point where somebody doesn't want to sit down and talk to somebody about buying a house.
Why do you say that about the AI piece specifically?
Well, I mean, you have things like Open Doors, Zillow, or there are people who do just want to click an app and, you know, make it the easiest way possible. And AI is making that a lot easier, right? Where an AI can pretty much guide you through a lot of the paperwork process, start to finish. But people like me, I'm always going to want to talk to another human. I always want to be able to know like AI doesn't know Vegas the way I know Vegas, right? They may take stats and data, but stats and data doesn't tell you who lives in Mountain's Edge and how long they've lived there or what the renters in Inspirata are like, right? AI can't tell you that, but a person can.
Brandon from Vegas can.
Brandon from Vegas can. I can tell you anything about the city.
Yeah, so I think the big takeaways that I'm getting from this, if I was going to go into real estate, is nail your personal brand, right? Make someone buy you because it's a people's game, right? That's what you're kind of hearing, and then do a lot of video production.
It's a must. If you want to sell houses to anybody under the age of 40 and you are not visible on social media, you are going to miss them. They did a study 2 years ago. People under 40 use TikTok more than they use Google to search for things. So if you're trying to hit millennials, if you're trying to hit Gen Z, if you're trying to hit the generations coming up, you must be visible everywhere.
Fantastic. Well, this has been a pleasure. I appreciate you sitting down and taking some time away to talk to us. If anyone's watching this and they want to stay in touch with a real simple, just Brandon from Vegas across
everywhere,
all socials.
Everywhere. Zillow even let me change my name to Brandon from Vegas there because they see me on social media. So it's Brandon from Vegas, Realtor, Zillow, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it.
Fantastic. Cool. Well, I appreciate it, mate.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And cheers for being a good Oasis fan.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Maybe when they do their world tour next year, they'll come to Vegas and I have an excuse to come back.
Please do, brother.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.